So the latest Fly app DJI 1.19.5 has been released yesterday. What's it all about? Should you update it? Let's do this. So hello and welcome once again to the channel on this horrible week here in the UK. We've had nothing but rain, but I did manage to get out and do a quick flight test with the Mini 5 Pro earlier this morning. But as we speak now, it's raining again, so I was quite lucky there. So what's this latest Fly app all about? 1.19.5, what does it bring us? Usual DJI scenario, fix known issues, and also optimize overall app quality. So what's all that about? So before we get into the video, I just thought I would just explain. I've seen a lot of posts on the forums, it was only released yesterday, saying that there was problems with the app. So I just thought before I do this update and show you guys how to update it, because the new flyers out there, some of you don't know how to do it. So, and then we'll look into the app and see if anything's changed. So let's get straight into the video and see what it's all about. So before we go any further, just to let you know that this update is available for the DJI RC2 and also the RC2 Pro controller. Now, if your update doesn't show, the best thing you need to do is to go into Profile and then into Settings and then click the About section, and you can see just here that it is version 1.19.5, and all you do is you click Update, and then what that does, it then updates and downloads to your device. Whilst that's downloading, you can see just there, if you swipe down, you can see it's downloading the update. Once that's done, that will then put the 1.19.5 on your controller. Now at the time of recording this, it's not available on the App Store for iOS. As you can see just there, we're still on 1.19.4. So once it's finished downloading, the best thing to do is to check through the menu, as you can see in the About section, 1.19.5. Always checking your safety sections and make sure that Return to Home is selected, because I have known this in the past to change, and I did have it one time where it was set to hover, so it's always best to just double check that. Checking in the control and make sure that you got your settings correct, especially in the gain and expo settings, and make sure that the settings are as they was before you did the update, because I can see on my normal settings that's actually changed, because I don't normally have that set at those parameters. So it's always best to get into the gain and expo settings if you've altered them and make sure that they're as they were. Checking in the camera and checking in the About section. Once again, it's always best to check for any other updates, any firmware. As you can see just there, we've got a new FlySafe database, new static FlySafe database available. So just click that, go through the update process, and all that will do is that will download that database onto your controller. Now once that's finished, you can see just there we have a firmware update available. Once you click onto that, you can see that this is a firmware update. It's not actually an aircraft firmware update as it's saying. Basically what this is an update to the different firmware versions between aircraft models. That means when you're swapping between the, say, the Mini 5 Pro and the Air 3S or the Mini 4 Pro, then this is updating that particular firmware. You know, the firmware that you click when you're swapping drones. So it's just updating that firmware. This is not an aircraft firmware as such. One of the other things I thought to check was check the Air 3S and make sure that this version of the Fly app 1.19.5 doesn't affect the height, because I know there's a lot of controversy over all this. And as you can see just there, it's still set to 1,000 meters on my Air 3S. So it's not a problem updating this Fly as far as the height restriction goes for the Air 3S. So on with the flight test. I did manage, as I said earlier in the video, did manage to get out this morning before the rain started. We're just having terrible weather here in the UK at the moment. I think I mentioned in my last video, any more rain and we'll need an arc. Anyway, on with the flight test. Basically, it's just a quick flight test in between the gap of the weather. And as I normally do, I just do a quick spotlight check just to make sure that this is working fine. And as you can see just there, that's working absolutely spot on. Basically, when you're doing a spotlight, that location will change to a locator pin. But obviously, because I'm just doing a quick check, it's just focusing on that property in the background just there. And as you can see, that works absolutely spot on. Moving on, I just thought I would check the different flight modes. The cine mode, normal mode. We're in normal mode, as you can see. We just fly out a little bit and just check the 3 modes, make sure that the city, normal and sports mode is working as it should. And as you can see, that works absolutely spot on, no worries whatsoever. Now, there was a bit of controversy on the forums. I did read that somebody said that the dynamic home point wasn't working, or there was a glitch with it. But as you can see in this video, when I go into the dynamic home point, there's no issue in selecting it whatsoever. So I can't see any problems with that. As you can see, you can also see just here we can actually update the home point. I'll just update it to the aircraft, and then you can see that it works absolutely fine, updating the aircraft or updating it to the controller. Just checking on the focus track mode. As you can see just here, there's a car moving, which I've just selected it, and as you can see, that works absolutely spot on. That's just spotlighting on that car. We could have gone into active track and got it to follow it, but it's just a short flight test, and you can see that works absolutely spot on. So moving on, we'll just do a quick return to home test, as I always do, just to make sure that that's working okay. And as you can see, that works absolutely spot on. So I think we'll call that one done, and we'll summarise it back in the studio. So there we go, that's the video in a nutshell. Nothing's changed. You saw on that flight test that I did, I couldn't find anything wrong with it. And I saw on the forums that somebody was saying there was a problem with the dynamic home point. No problem as far as I'm concerned. Everything that I tested was working absolutely fine. I checked all the modes, as you saw. Spotlight, quick return to home. So as far as I'm concerned, it's safe to update. But that's entirely up to you guys, okay? As you saw, as I showed you, the height limit on the Air 3S is still the same. On mine, it's showing 1,000 meters. So there's no backdoor firmware's been installed. As you know, that works on location. So like I say, here in the UK, it's a hard limit of 120 meters if you're flying the Mini 4 Pro and the Mini 5 Pro, but the Air 3S still has that advantage. So there we go, that wraps the video up. I hope you found it useful and informative, and if you have, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up, and if you're new around here, why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong, and all the rest of it that goes with it. I'm sure you know me by now. And you might like to watch those couple of videos I've chosen for you over there, and if you do, I shall see you over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.